Hello, my name is Terrence with Red Wing Shoes Surprise, and today we're going to talk about one of my favorite products in the store, Tuff Toe. For those who don't know, Tuff Toe is a two-part epoxy polyurethane. It was engineered by NASA engineers right here in the USA. The epoxy blend is designed to adhere to any work boot material to protect the toe area of your boots from becoming damaged. Now, you can find Tuff Toe at almost any Red Wing location out here in Arizona, and most locations will also offer to do it right in store for you. Most of our customers opt to just leave their boots with us and have us do them. But some of you opt to just take it and do it yourselves, and that's why we're making this video today. Now, one pack of Tuff Toe should be plenty to do one pair of boots. However, keep in mind, if you're a size 13 and up, you might be cutting it kind of close. Each pack of Tuff Toe will also come with everything needed to complete the job, but when you do as many as I have, you pick up a few tricks along the way. Now, make sure that you have a nice stable work surface, something that you're not going to be worried about getting dirty. Make sure you're wearing clothes so you don't worry about getting stained, because once this stuff comes out, it ain't coming off. Also, make sure you have a trash can available. It'll come in handy later. Now, the first step is to tape off the area of the Tuff Toe. The easiest way to do that is to find the steel toe area. I usually like to mark it off with my fingernail. Now, you do want to avoid any flex points, anywhere where the boot's going to be bending, and honestly, anything past the steel toe is just going to be overkill anyways. Now, the other important part we want to do is we want to tape off the bottom. That way we get a nice crisp line when we're done. Now that we got it all taped off, we're going to take the included sandpaper strip and start sanding it down. Our main goal here is just to give the Tuff Toe some texture to apply to, and keep in mind, it's just like painting a house. It's all in the prep work here. The more time you spend with your taping and your sanding, the happier you're going to be with the end result. Next thing is to get our tube of Tuff Toe ready. It will come with a wing and a plunger. That way you can put it together and feel like a doctor with your boots. Now, pro tip, before we start opening the tube, we want to make sure that you're ready to see this through to the end, because once you start, you can't stop. Otherwise, you risk the product drying and wasting the product. Now, as we said before, it is a two-part epoxy, so the first step we need to do is equalize the tubes and make sure each side is coming out equally. Now that we've done that, we're going to go ahead and attach the applicator tip and do the same thing again. Now here comes the fun part. We're going to hold the boot at an angle, that way gravity can do most of the work for us. You're going to start from the tape down, working downside at an angle. And you don't need to move like a snail here. The biggest goal is smooth and steady. Now, pro tip, you're going to want to keep the tip of the applicator wet. What this is going to do is help prevent any lumps that may happen, as well as trapping any air that will cause bubbles later on. Now, another pro tip, you can take the included popsicle stick that they have, and some people like to just very lightly brush against the side here. That way you don't have a big lump right when you remove the tape that can get kicked up as you're working. So we're just going to remove some of this excess material, and it's just like icing a cake, very lightly. Now that we're done applying the Tuff Toe, it's important to note we don't want to remove the tape too quickly, because that's going to run the risk of the product running through your tape lines. On the other hand, if you wait too long, the tape is now a permanent part of your boot, and all your friends are going to tease you. Now, that brings me to another pro tip. If you start with boot 1 and then move directly to working on boot 2, then boot number 1 will probably be ready for tape removal by the time you've finished with the second boot. Now, we're going to want to have these sit overnight before we do any type of work on them or we do any type of moving with them. They need to cure and fully bond to the leather. Thanks for joining us today, and we hope to see you next time.